Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be creating a Think Pink nail design. This is what it looks like, a little sneak peek before we get started. So here I've got 3 Madam Glam gel polishes. So we've got Barbie Girl, which is going to be our darkest shade. Then here is going to be our next lighter shade, which is called Pink Me Up. And lastly, we've got Pink with Benefits. We've got 3 pink colours. I've got some pink glitter as well that I pulled from my collection. I love this one. I was so excited to use it. I don't think I've used this one before, so I was really excited. So whilst I'm applying the base colours, I'll just let you guys know about an amazing project that Madam Glam are doing. So they've teamed up with a charity from New York that are going to basically donate money towards breast cancer awareness, which is a great cause and I'm so behind it. So what will happen is they will actually have pink colours, I believe discounted on their website, and along with every single pink colour purchased in October, they're going to donate $1 to the charity, which is a great cause. I would highly recommend you guys, if you really want pinks, this will be the perfect time to shop for them. So I'll have them linked in the description, and I also have got a discount code if you wanted to use it. It's gamifiedbabe_30, I think. In case I'm wrong, I'll have everything linked in description in case you wanted to save yourself some money. So that will be 30% off your order. So without further ado, I'm going to apply the lightest shade on 1 nail and then that middle shade on 3 nails. So they've all now got they've all now got 2 layers of gel polish applied, but they're not cured because I'm going to sprinkle on some of that gorgeous pink glitter, and then once I'm happy, I'll pop it into the lamp. The very last nail is clear because we're going to do the little like shaded pink ombre going on, but that'll be later on in the video. I'm just going to tap away the excess glitter, and I love this nail. Oh, I just love sugar, and you all probably know by now. So right now there's this trend with kind of like pop art nails, so I thought let me kind of incorporate that in today's set because I really didn't have any ideas how to kind of put together this Think Pink nail design, and I thought why not kind of incorporate a current trend with the whole vibe. So I'm going to start off with basically outlining my nail with some black nail art gel. So Madam Glam actually do kind of hold their own nail art gels, so if you wanted to go ahead and pick those up, you can as well. They have quite a lot of colours, and I'm sure they'll be bringing out way more as they come out. I'm pretty sure they're fairly new. I don't think they've been out for crazy amount of time, so they are fairly new to the market, and they are absolutely great. So I'm using a black here, so I'm just going to outline that, and I'm going to do it for the lightest nail that we've got going on here, and I'm also going to do it for the 1 shade darker. So I know that the colour choice today, we've got one fairly dark pink and then the other 2 are very similar to one another, so there isn't a very nice little gradient of colour. But out of all of my pink collection, I found that those 2, well 3 kind of worked the best in what I was kind of trying to envision. So this nail is now done. It's been cured for a minute, and then here I'm just going to do 2 lines to start off with that little like pop art nail design. So I'm going to do 2 lines and then pop into the lamp. So I'm only going to be showing you this 1 nail, but I am doing it and repeating it on both. So as you can see right now in the background, that has already been done on the other nail. So now that they're out, I'm going to pick up some white, and I'm going to do an additional line on the left hand side there. So it's going to be one fairly long one, and then you're going to want to kind of stop at a point because you want to leave a gap before you kind of doing that additional line, I guess. So there's the other line that I went ahead and done. I'm actually finding it quite difficult to explain the process of this in particular nail, but there we go, that we've got 2 there, so we're almost done. So the next part is to do basically the exact same thing as the white, but just flipped on the other side, and this is where I had to kind of improvise a little bit, and I mixed up some of the lighter shade with the darker shade of pink, and some of that middle shade of pink with the darker shade to kind of create a slightly different shade of pink to give that little contrast on the nail. So we're doing 2 lines. So here I messed up a little bit, so I did go off camera and fix it up and then popped into the lamp, but then I decided to show you guys again on this nail so you guys actually can see what I did. So like I said, we're repeating what we did on the white, but just doing the 1 long line, and then once we're happy with that line, I am going to do another line kind of inside of that pink line that I've just created. So I'll be doing that in just a second. There we go. and that's the additional line, and that's those two nails done and dusted. We've got the pop art nails nice and done. Here they are. We're going to pop them onto the stand, and then we can crack on with our middle nail, which is going to be the Think Pink kind of breast cancer awareness little logo, which I found super hard to show you guys on camera. So I do apologize. I do go off camera and then I come back again to show you kind of where I got to, and then I go off again to finish it up. So there'll be a bit of like back and forth here. So I'm so sorry about that one. I've kind of been a little bit behind. I've been super busy, as you'll probably know by now after my glitter video. It's my birthday, pretty much a week about to be, and I've been just a bit busy. I've had a lot of pre-recorded videos coming out, so I've been a little bit behind and haven't had a lot of time to answer comments. So I feel like I'm kind of back on track with everything. So just wait a second, I'll get to as many comments as I possibly can, especially recently I've got a massively increased amount of comments than what I usually do, so thank you very much everyone that commented on my video. I love reading your comments, so I promise I'll try and get to as many of them as possible, so just bear with me please. I'll be with them very shortly. So I've kind of outlined the little logo, and now I've added some additional lines to kind of thicken it up, and I'm just going to color it in. Once I'm happy with what it looks like, I'm going to pop it into the lamp, and unfortunately I did go ahead and off camera kind of outlined the logo with some black. So I did do that off camera. I did also pop it into the lamp, so that should be cured, and I'll be showing you guys this in just a second. So there it is. So this is kind of what ended up happening. We will add some additional stuff to it. I'm not quite sure if it did end up matching with what we've got going on, but I just did not like how bare it was, and I had no idea what else to add to it. I just found maybe crystals weren't really the thing for this set. It just didn't feel like I have any crystals that would kind of match up with what the rest of the design is going on. But you know, you can let me know in the comments if you think that the whole set matches or not, or what you maybe would have done differently. So this nail was kind of like an imagination of mine, thinking it's going to look great, and I do think it looks nice. Not quite sure if it did fully bring the whole set together, but because I've created all these different pinks on my little palette, I thought it might be quite nice to do like a nail with a gradient effect going on, where we start off with the white and then we go, the lower we get, the darker pink we use. That was kind of what was going on in my head. So I'm starting off with the white and then just gradually going around my little plate. I'm not creating any more pinks or anything like that. I'm just trying to use up what I've already got. So basically the gradient isn't the best because of that. If you wanted to do like a really perfect gradient, it would have been best to have additional colors and be able to mix them up a little bit more, but I didn't really have much more space on the plate, and I had a lot of gel polish there, so I really wanted to use it up. And yeah, that's basically what I ended up doing. So we're just going to repeat this process repeatedly until you finish the line. And it got to the point where I was already at the darkest shade and I didn't have any more colors, so I had to go back to white again and just repeat, basically go back to white and then the lightest pink shade, and just carried that on kind of thing. So once I'm happy with doing all those lines, I will go ahead and pop it into the lamp, and then off camera I did go back and do another layer of every single color that we've got here, which took me some time, but I feel like it's a really nice nail design. Whether or not it matched this set, I'm not too sure, but I loved it. I really like how it looks, so I'm sure it will look great maybe in a different set, who knows. So I do go ahead and do a second layer, and then once this nail is done, I'll be back to basically top coat, and we'll do some additional nail art later on. Okay, so now we're on the process of top coating these beautiful nails. So I'm just going to use some matte top coat. I'm just going to apply that across all of those 4 last nails that we've got here, and then I'm going to pop them into the lamp. So once they come out, we've basically only got to do some additional kind of detailing. So the nail art gel cures tack free, so when a nail is matte you can really create some really cool dimensions and all of that kind of stuff, and create this really nice little effect where you've got the matte background but you've got a glossy nail art on top of it, and it looks really cool. So I was really trying to utilize that effect on these nails today, and I'm going to use the black to add some additional detailing on that middle nail because I didn't really like it just to be the way it was. So here are the matte nails looking beautiful. So we're going to start off with this gradient nail. So basically I'm going to try and apply the black in between each color. So I'm basically just trying to get rid of that harsh line where the 2 colors meet, and I'm going to almost like adding a border between the 2 colors. So I'm going to do that across the whole nail. And you know what? I feel like sometimes creating lines can be quite tricky and scary. I definitely find it a bit worrying, but this bit is probably the easiest I found. I was worried that maybe one line I might end up doing a bit way too thick than the other, but it wasn't as bad as I thought, which was crazy because knowing me, it's like a thing with me. I always end up doing one line too thick, one line too thin. It's not my biggest strength in nail art, especially recently when I've came across stamping. It's kind of been, my focus on nail art has kind of been taken over by stamping for some reason. Since I've started stamping, whenever I think of nail art, I just go straight to my stamping plate and look for what I'm looking for, and if it's not there, sometimes I give up and not even try. So I'm quite happy that I actually went ahead and really given it a go today. But definitely if I had a Cancer Awareness stamping plate, that would have been 110% taken out today, and probably no nail art would have been done. Well, hand nail art. There would have been stamping. So for this nail, this is the bit I'm not quite sure whether or not it fitted in, but I did do some black dots from which I kind of dragged some lines out to create stars. And then once I was happy with those, which I do kind of crop and jump a little bit, and then once I've got those stars, I thought it's still too bad because I always want to go over the top, and I just added some random dots here and there to just really cover up this nail. I don't know, maybe adding some crystals instead of those dots would have been better. The black does kind of give it a bit of like a darker vibe. I don't know, maybe white would have been a better choice. I'm not too sure. I feel like I'm getting mixed feelings and reactions from my friends and family around me when I asked about this set. So you're going to have to let me know in the comments what you think. But as you can tell, yeah, just randomly putting dots, whether it's 1, 3 next to each other or just 2. Just trying to cover it up and add some extra little thing going on. And then once I'm happy, I will pop it into the lamp for 60 seconds, so just so that it cures properly. And then that's going to be the set all nice and done. So here is the final result. I believe it's my very first breast cancer awareness set, and I'm so happy with it. I'm really proud of it. I hope you guys loved it. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and do not forget, I'll have all the links in the description for you to go ahead and have some fun shopping. Bye guys.